Want to raise your chess to a new level? Challenge Yourself is an exclusive, innovative experience designed for Chess24 Premium members. Train like a champ, with a unique set of lessons prepared by the coaches of the challengers. Boris Girlfriend and Co. will help you improve your chess. Play a champ. Play a Grandmaster each day in Banter Blitz. Take advantage of this incredible opportunity from June 10th. Go Premium and challenge yourself.
Nepomniachtchi, I mean, with this
It was a tense semi-final match between Magnus Carlsen and Jan Nepomniachtchi.
If the rook goes to f7, then there is still
Hours on g4. So after king to f6 and king to f2.
Tenemos el rey ahí n8 un poco mal, no podemos enrocar corto.
Y también se puede hacer, por ejemplo, alfil g4.
Защиту. Но пока что они этого не делают, играют ферзь d2, рокировка и теперь играют c4.
Thank you so much for the lessons.
Gracias por las clases.
Gracias por las clases.
Hello, I would like to welcome everybody. I'm Judit Polgar, and we are here for the Julius Baer Challengers Chess Tours Finals. And today we have a very interesting game in the semifinals, but please welcome the one and only Vladimir Kramnik, who is a good friend of mine and the 14th world champion.
Hi, Judith. Hi, everyone.
Hi. So we had been seeing the first 2 days of these finals, which was quite interesting, I must say. We had a lot of tension, a lot of excitement and ups and downs. We were here together with you in the first 2 days with the 4 matches, what's happening. So let's go who are the winners of those matches and who we are going to be seeing today. We're going to see 2 Americans playing against each other, Christopher Yu and Avan der Liang, who had a very interesting match yesterday and won. And we have the other pairs, which was Pragnananda, who won his matches which extremely convincingly against Murzin already the day before, 3-0. And then we have Vincent Keimer, who qualified to the semifinals right now, just a few hours ago yesterday, which was a very stressful match for him, wasn't it?
Sure, but it doesn't, I mean, sometimes it gives you some positive emotions, yeah? So I always found myself, actually, I feel that I played better after a very stressful match. somehow, because you are fully warmed up. Yeah, you are into the game, and you are very happy that you escaped a difficult situation. And sometimes winning very convincingly, like Prague did in the first round, it makes you a bit too relaxed. Yes, so I wouldn't say that that gives any special advantage to Prague, because his match was first of all before yesterday, so he had one more rest day, and also he spent less energy obviously, and less time winning his match, but I don't think it actually matters today.
Well, for Keimer, it was very difficult because he did not win his match out of the 4 games, which is the rapid kind of time control, right? With 10 minutes and 5 seconds. But he was able to equalize the match, the 4-game match, and only in the playoff, where it was the 2 blitz games, that's where he could win the 2nd game. And that's how he passed on and he qualified to be in the semifinal. It was clear that it was a very tough match against the other Indian talent, Mendonça. And what do you think about today's matchup? Because we know that Praggnanandhaa is one of the most talented player out there. We also talked about it, that he may be one of the contenders for a future World Championship title. Of course, not now, but for later, for many years from now. But we have very talented other boys around here. What do you expect from this match, for example, Vincent and Prague?
Oh, it's hard to say. It's very, very equal match. I would say that Vincent is also a very, very talented and already a very strong player. I think he's a little older, maybe a year older or something than Prague. But it's totally open match. And by the way, talking about a difficult first round, I remember that one of the 2, I think, events which I won in this Grand Prix, Intel Grand Prix, which we played in 1994, 5 and 6. I won actually in Moscow, beating Garry Kasparov in the final after, being, just 1 millimeter close to be eliminated in the first round. When I played with Nigel Short, I lost the first game with white. Then I went all in with black. I was lost. And then actually Nigel just dropped me a piece in a winning position. So I equalized the score, beat the tiebreak, and then I won 3 matches already very convincingly. So, I mean that, it's maybe after the yesterday match, Vincent is because it's also very important not only to play well in such events, but also to be a bit lucky, in my opinion. And Vincent, it seems that the wind is blowing into his back, so far, and that is something quite helpful, in such events. But all in all, more seriously, maybe talking, it's totally open match. I really don't know what is going to happen. It's really maybe it's a bit too simple to say and standard, but it's really like 50-50. Completely.
Well, we have the game just started with D4, because this is what Vincent is playing. We know that his coach is Peter Leko, who had a great influence on his chess and his development as well. I've never played this opening myself. Did you?
A6? Well, I know that people are playing. Actually, Magnus plays it quite a lot, but no, I just cannot play like this chess. I'm an old generation. I cannot play A6 on move 4. It's there is no, but more seriously, of course, it's a playable opening, but I don't believe it can fully equalize just playing A6. But it's not too bad, definitely, and there is quite some theory already in this opening. But I had a look at it a bit when for black I didn't like it, and that was it. And with white I would be always happy playing it. But again, it's definitely a playable option.
I want to remind our viewers that the players are going to be playing 4 games in each match, and the time control is 10 minutes, and after every move they receive 5 seconds. And we also have another matchup, which we talked a little bit so far, between the 2 Americans, not necessarily very American names, we have to admit, but they are both very talented, boy, and I saw it during the training sessions also, that Avander was very much open to learn and to discover himself new things. His coach was during the period of the Challenger Chess Tour, it was Arthur Kogan. And I know that they were very closely exchanging ideas, and he was telling very important ideas for him, how to improve his results, not only his chess, because we know that psychology is also very important of the game. And Christopher Yu, we also know that he's very talented. He's from your team.
Yes.
Your team. But we saw him that he had some great solutions and great fighting spirit as well.
Yeah, but now it's not anymore team competition, which was, by the way, confidently won by Judit's team. So yeah, it doesn't matter so much anymore who is from which team. But for the sake of clarity, we have 2-2. Yeah. So I have my two guys, which is Prag and Christopher, and you have Avander and Vincent.
Yes.
So there's still this very small competition. Yeah, still goes on a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, for the boys and girls, it was an individual event because everybody played against everybody. But to make the event more interesting, we both had our teams with gender balanced teams with more or less equal number of girls and boys in my team and the equal number of girls and boys in your team. So what is really going on? Because it seems that Christopher is really trying to attack as fast as possible.
Well, I must admit it's well known in theory, but I'm not sure it is well known to Avander, yeah, because here it's a very well known line. Knight c5 actually is, it's a latest discovery that even this move is actually perfectly fine for black, but normally black was always playing d5 here, and it seems to lead to equality. It's quite an old theoretical line, but knight c5 is a new way of playing, and it seems to be queen g4 g6, as strange as it looks, but it seems that black is doing fine in this position. So I don't know if Avander knew it or he was just because he spent a couple of minutes already, but I guess he knew it, yeah. And
I think it's important to highlight that these kind of moves like knight c5 in the previous move, these becoming fashionable and people start to play it because of the engines, I believe, because the engine simply offers, you see when the engine offers this move and then you say, okay, it's that equal or something like that, right? This is what the evaluation is going to be with the engine, for the engine. And then it gives you extra self-confidence that, okay, so let's look at it deeper.
Yeah, because of course now bishop takes c6, d takes c6, exchanging on e7, and white queen usually goes somewhere to g3, protecting pawn on e5, and all those black squares around the king. Of course, it looks doesn't look rosy for black, but okay, computers nowadays are very concrete, they are very tactical, and they find that black is perfectly fine here. But normally, without engines, probably there would be not so many players who would love to go to such a position. It can be also said about the force a6 move in the game, Keimer Pragnananda. Yeah, I mean, it's also not really the move you would easily play without, being approved by engines.
So let's go back to that game between Vincent and Pragnananda, because they are playing really fast and they are more or less balanced in time. So is he going to castle alone?
Maybe. Castle alone, I'm just worried about d5. Yeah, I have to. Yeah, so maybe. Again, it looks interesting for white, some initiative, but maybe nothing special, yeah, because, in general, black has a healthy position, and he only has a small issue with his king, yeah?
Well, if you can say it's a small issue in a game.
I mean, I would say that if this issue wouldn't be there, then the position would be just perfectly fine for black. And,
let's say if the g5 pawn would be standing on g7 and you castle short, then black is better, right? Because white has the isolated.
It's only black who can fight for something then, yeah. But now with a pawn on g5, I say it still doesn't look like anything very special for white.
So what do you think where black wants to castle? Is it the short side or long side?
It's a good question, yeah, I don't know. Short, of course, is a bit safer, unless you're getting mated after knight takes g5. I don't know. I don't think so, but it has to be checked. Yeah, and queen h5. I mean,
I don't know.
maybe rook e8 even, yeah. It's a bit tricky, but who knows, yeah? Maybe.
I don't know.
King f8, yes, it's... but you have to mate me quickly now, yeah? If
Okay, so after
rook
castle,
e3, who knows, yeah?
I don't know.
Rook is-
After
but knight
castle,
g5
there
is
are,
a serious option, yeah?
but
Of course,
maybe.
you can also go knight e5, yeah, just positionally, but
What about h4,
yeah, h4 is also an option, yeah.
g4, right?
And then knight e5, maybe, or again, maybe some queen d2 moves. Yeah, I think probably black, yeah, maybe long castle would be safer a bit, yeah, to play long castle. Oh. I mean, maybe it's too strong word, safe, but I think king on b8 is doing pretty well, I mean, in this position.
Yeah, it doesn't look too dangerous. And if black has the time to regroup his knight through f6 to d5, he will be playing f6, let's say, to control the e5 square, so white cannot jump in there. Then black has a fantastic position, right?
Yeah, in general, strategically, black is doing okay. After white went e4, you know, once you play d4, okay, and now black is strategically fine because it's still this d4 pawn is potentially weak, yeah. But yeah, it's just the question is what to do with the king, where to put your king, maybe even king f8, but that I don't like so much. Yeah. I think long castle. I mean, I don't know if there is any direct maybe idea like playing rook c1, king b8, queen a4.
I like long castle better than short castle because here also black can try to have some attack.
Black has a potential of organizing some counterattacks. Queen a4, but
queen a4, knight b6, for example.
Yeah. I mean, queen a5.
And we have long castle on the board.
Yeah, that looks logical. Yeah. I think it's fine for black. Yeah. Maybe white can even try to go b4, a4, b5, but it's very double-edged, this plan, because it takes time and black can also organize his play.
I'm not sure white has really so much time, even if I just don't take it, but let's say knight f6.
Yeah, that's bishop c2, but yeah, it's very...
Knight d5.
Yeah, even g4 ideas, bishop g4 starting to pin.
I mean, having these two pawns here, it looks so well, this b5 square.
No, white probably have to play positional chess here and actually have to be careful, yeah, not to get slightly worse.
Absolutely. I don't know what is the best move here with white.
Yeah, it's not an easy choice because, of course, white is okay still, but there is a potential for black also to take the initiative, yeah, so have to be careful also.
What happens if white wants to go, let's say, queen c2?
King b8.
And bishop f5. Or...
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Bishop d5, maybe.
And knight e5.
Yeah, I can, of course, just take on e5 and...
Yeah, okay, but then you're not
okay,
better.
But yeah,
but you're not better.
No more than okay. Yeah,
oh, then I'm okay with white. Rook e3.
Yeah, it's probably pretty equal. Yeah, okay. I still like my bishop on d5. Maybe I would still choose black in this position, but it's no big
I'm happy with white. I can take.
Yeah. No, you're right. Maybe this idea queen c2.
This is what he played also.
Followed by bishop f5. Yeah. I guess. Yeah. What else than king b8? You can play knight f6, but still bishop f5 is possible. So king b8 is logical.
Can white play knight e5? But I'm afraid that you just take the d4.
Knight takes e6. Yeah, who knows? I'm not sure it works because you can take and play maybe queen a7. I don't know if it's mate. You have to prove it. Even queen b6 maybe. Can I do queen b6?
Well,
it's tricky, but I'm trying really to be. I'm trying to be. Very,
again, you're looking for some danger.
Yeah, knight c5, but okay,
d6? King d6 maybe.
King d6, rook c6, king e7, yeah. Rook b6, rook a8. Yeah, maybe. But even knight c5.
Yes.
Okay, take queen c5, queen b7, king d6. Okay, if you don't mate me, I'm rook up, yeah. And I'm not sure you're going to mate me.
Okay, so in the game we have what we looked, bishop f5, bishop d5. So black is trying to avoid the exchange, knight d5.
So Judith, we are not so bad, yeah? We are almost as good as this voice. It's reassuring. Knight d5. Yeah, I mean, I don't see a good square. I mean, I don't want really to take on e5, but from other point of view, if I play knight f6, those pieces, yeah, knight on e5 and bishop on e5 are just too strong, yeah, too well placed. I don't like.
I think white just goes rook d1.
Yeah. I mean,
knight on e5
black can try to play h5, g4, but it's just too strong, those pieces. Somehow I would probably take on e5. And I still
he just did.
Yeah, I still believe it's a bit more comfortable for black, very little, because still with bishop on d5 and the potential of 3 against 2 in an endgame, which can easily happen in this position. There is a small. Yeah, we are in good form today, Judith. We are guessing every move. Yeah?
What do you think about the evaluation? It's roughly equal, isn't it?
Yes, I think it's. I mean, I would again slightly prefer black, but it's no big, very little for, of course. Very slightly, but yeah, maybe it's just equal.
So when you say slightly better, possibly for black, how do you back this up, this statement?
I have no reasons really to think so, but I don't know why it should be. No, but frankly, because it's 3 against 2, but I see that there is a potential of lots of exchanges one day, even queens, and then there is a d file which more likely to be in black hands than white hands. There is a certain potential little weakness of the e5 pawn. And this 3 against 2, the king is on b8. You know, the king is close with these pawns. They can start to run with the king one day if it gets to, let's say, a bishop endgame or something. Yeah. So it's a very, very, very abstract. Maybe it sounds abstract, but still, I think there is a bit more potential for black here. Let's say maybe black can play rook e8 here, just bothering this e5 pawn a little bit, maybe trying to attack the e5 pawn.
What is the idea behind rook e3? Do you think white wants to go a3, so queen b3 is not possible?
That also, I think, also doubling rooks at some point, just to defend, to protect the c5 pawn, which can.
But I think if rook e1 comes, maybe black is ready to take this.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Yeah, b3, because also your bishop is. Yeah, rook d2, queen c1. I don't know. Your bishop is also out of play, but it might. Yeah, probably you can do it. Yeah. Probably you can, but it has to be.
I mean,
rook e8, yeah. I mean, but this bishop is e6, for instance, and then trying to take bishop e6. I mean, bishop on a2 is going to stay there for quite a while, but yeah, it's probably will be okay for black.
Okay, so we have.
But a3, yeah, a3, rook e8, a3. That is logical, just to avoid calculating those. Bishop takes a2 variation. So now the question is where the queen goes. Maybe to c4, trying to change queens. Yeah, what do you think? Because it's not easy to find a square for white's queen.
Well, it seems like white has to exchange the queens.
Yeah, because if rook c3, then queen f4, probably the pawn will fall on e5.
Yes.
And exchanging queens, yeah, that's what I mean. That if you take, maybe you shouldn't, yeah, but if you take, then this d line might get, black might start slowly, rook d4, maybe just to get the, yeah, rook d4. Then e5 pawn is a bit weaker, so it's a bit more comfortable, yeah, for black. Of course, shouldn't be enough normally for to win this game, but still.
And now those questions come when you start thinking that who does it favor if we take one pair of rooks off the board? Depends
which pair, yeah,
right?
because I like my rook on
Yes.
d4, yeah.
I knew that this will be your question.
I mean,
Which
yeah,
pair?
yeah. If you exchange rook on e3, rook on e8, yeah, then I like my rook. I mean, you see, then I go b5, c5, king c7. I mean, there is a potential. Yeah, that's by the way exactly what Prague has played, queen c4.
Yeah, but I see that white is not really going to be able to avoid. Though maybe it's a better.
But you don't need to take. Yeah, you can
Yes.
just maybe play rook e1 or rook c1. Yeah, trying to gain a tempo.
Yes.
But still, rook c1. If rook e1 was played. Yeah. Maybe I would take and play maybe c5, just trying to start slowly moving my pawns. Bishop e6.
He wants to control the d5.
He wants to get on the d line. Yeah. Still some issues to solve.
It's also not only that he wants the d file, but also g3 is not possible, because I think g3 and f4 would be a plan for white sometimes.
Yeah, can be. Yeah. But for now, he just needs to do something against rook d2, which seems to be.
He just went b4. Ignore.
Yeah, that's a way. Yeah, to ignore. Yeah, then your rook on e3 is protecting the pawn on a3, so you have everything under control.
Still, the question is, where do you want to go with your bishop? Do you want to exchange it on b3 or just move away?
Maybe exchanging, because I want to, if I can tactically, because I want to organize and counterplay with rook f3, attacking those pawns on the other side of the board. Yeah, so maybe I would think of playing bishop b3.
But Prague is not rushing anywhere, and he just improved his king place. To go to c7. Well, now I would rather play it with black.
Yeah, but white has his plan of trying to attack those pawns, yeah?
And what's the idea behind bishop d1?
I think he wants bishop h5, rook f3, yeah, but I'm not sure. It looks quite artificial somehow to me. Again, I cannot explain you why, but it doesn't look great. I mean, yeah, I understand that he wants
bishop. He could play bishop b3, actually.
Yeah, a5 possible, but I guess, yeah, it becomes, again, now they have not so much time left. Yeah, so it's difficult, because actually the same game is, maybe white wants bishop g4. So the same game is as simple as it looks. You know, not too many pieces left, but it's a very subtle position. Yeah.
Well, bishop g4 is not really possible now, for example.
Not yet, yeah.
Though maybe it is, because after takes, rook d4, rook e4.
Well, rook e4, I'm afraid you can take an
takes
f6.
And f6.
Maybe, yeah. Can become an issue. Yeah. But it's getting very tactical, the position. Maybe white can just take ba somehow, just to keep this pawn on a3, just to have it protected, and then trying to organize counterplay on the other side of the board. Let's say rook e8, and I want to get my rook to f6 or something. I don't know. Rook f3.
He did not
maybe.
play this. He went to h5, as you suggested it. That probably this is the idea. Takes.
Take rook d4. Rook f3, rook e7, for instance. I'm not so sure. Yeah.
No, I guess he's going to go rook e4.
Rook e4, but then I play rook d8. I don't like really. Yeah, with one pair of rooks, I think white needs two pairs of rooks here. Rook b1.
Well, now black can go b5, for example.
Yeah, I wanted to tell it, but then rook f3. Maybe it's like bishop d5 prophylactic.
But what about just playing rook e7?
Rook f6, yeah, trying to attack this pawn. I'm not sure it's good, but I mean, black is still doing well. But I like prophylactic bishop d5 move. Yeah, that's what he played, because just to stop rook f3. And
yeah, now with the rook on d4.
Now it's getting quite unpleasant for white.
Absolutely.
I mean, I would try to play for counter. Yeah, like b5. I agree. And just to try to create some kind of counter play, because strategically it's getting really dangerous. So,
but I think now black can go c5.
c5, of course. Yeah. Otherwise, it shouldn't be too bad. But c5, and now maybe organizing some tricks. I don't know what tricks exactly, but yeah, like b6 check, king c6, and something now. Maybe rook a3 followed by bishop d1, bishop a4, some kind of tactical.
E6. What about e6?
Yeah, rook e6.
Bishop f7?
I'm afraid it should be, yeah, even just taking on e3, exchanging everything looks very, very difficult. And rook e4 simply. Because this b6 pawn is getting pretty weak. No, it's not easy. It's not easy for him. He needs, I mean, strategically, his position is already pretty bad.
E6 is on the board.
Yeah, but I'm afraid this is not going to be good. I mean, even bishop f7, rook e3, fe, rook d2, maybe even.
But rook b4 is also possible.
Yeah, rook b4 I was just not sure about. Yeah, also possible. I was not sure about check on e8. You can take. Yeah. Also good. No, I mean it's maybe. Already...
Well, it seems like Prag is really outplaying Vincent.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic play by Prag so far. It's just fantastic. I mean, it's really like top level. And it's also a compliment for myself because most of his moves I predicted. That's why I'm telling it. No, but seriously, it's very, very strong play. I mean, it's really, really quite a level. Yeah.
Both players have less than 120.
Yeah, you're correct. I mean, rook b4 is the simplest. It just lost for white. Simply lost.
Black is hesitating how to continue. He knows it that he has a huge advantage.
Yeah, and also he sees that there are many good moves. Rook e4, rook d2, everything is good, yeah? So he takes his time just to, not to miss here. But he knows he's there. I mean, he's practically there.
And it's, of course, a very important start to win with the black pieces. It would
rook
be
b4
extremely difficult for the opponent to recover.
Rook b4, maybe there is some small trick. No, it doesn't work. It's sort of rook f1, bishop takes f7, rook f6 check.
I think bishop e8 and rook d1.
Yeah, but king b6, rook d1, yeah, that's correct, but it's lost.
But the c pawn will be very good.
Just the c pawn will promote bishop e4 and check, king goes, and the c pawn just runs. Now that is totally
the
lost.
bishop on e4 stands excellent.
Yeah.
Going
now,
to be
both to c7 or maybe even a5. I would maybe even a5 just to be even closer with the king, but maybe it's not changing much. Yeah.
Well, rook e6 against c4, so the e4 bishop is hanging. But
good resource, good resource to try.
But white has a pawn down.
True.
So
bishop d3 is quite simple. Also bishop d5, there is nothing wrong with bishop d5 as well.
But Prag goes down to 26 seconds, which probably should be enough to convert his advantage into victory.
Yes.
It's not going to be easy to save this game for Vincent.
Well, only time can help him. Yeah, the position. By position. Okay, bishop g6 now. Maybe a little bit inaccurate. Prag is playing. I mean, still he's winning, but given a little kind of chances, very small chances for white to.
He could go to d6 also with the king previously.
Yeah. I actually wanted to play king a5 even earlier. I thought king was still rook b2. I think is good. e4, bishop c6, just to control the e-pawn. Yeah.
Black is going down to 13 seconds.
Yeah, because here, still e4, bishop c6. At least white is moving his pawn, but the
c6 bishop is strong in attack and it's strong in defense.
Yeah, e5, I think c3, very simple. Yeah.
Rook b2 next.
Yeah, there's very little white can do here.
Bishop
The
e4?
only problem is to give rook b1 check now, yeah. Which I did once in such position. I remember in Blitz, I missed that there is a bishop on g6. Yeah, I remember it very well. It was very painful.
Very unpleasant.
Yeah, but so now the problem is if e6, c2, and if rook f2, you just win by exchanging and putting king on c5. Yeah, that's all now. I mean,
yes,
absolutely
it's difficult
brilliant
to find
game.
even any research for white.
Yeah,
it's
just a brilliant game by Prag. I mean, I can tell it's a game of top 10 player level. Simply a top 10 player.
Well, white has not much to do in this game.
Well, the last three trying to play 7, but it will not. Rook c4 is good enough. Yeah. Yeah, that's also good. No, that's gone. Yeah.
No, I mean, game is over, right?
Yeah. No, excellent.
Wow.
Absolutely stunning game, in my opinion.
Wonderful play by Prag.
So maybe we can check what is going on in the other game.
Yeah, in the other game, there's some blunder happened just a few moves ago because it was something like this. Black is playing for a win. Oh, and he went
bishop e2. Oh, it is. Well, that should be a mouse slip because anyway, it doesn't make much sense, this move. Yeah.
Maybe he wanted bishop f1 to have.
Yeah, maybe f1 and he just dropped the bishop. Yeah, it's quite sad.
And okay, Avander resigned.
Yeah, I mean, the position was probably drawish, yeah, objectively.
Yes, but white was playing for a draw. Right?
No, maybe actually not. Maybe he just really missed the rook on b2 because he wanted to get bishop to d1, yeah, and to attack the a4 pawn. Yeah, it's very, very strange. I don't know how much time they had at this moment. But yeah, of course, playing bishop e2 is a sad end of this
well,
game.
It's very sad. The other game is still going on, and just Vincent resigned in this moment. So the players will have about 15 minutes to recover because both games ended in victory for one of the players. So Prag won in a very beautiful style, we can say that very, very convincing. At the same time,
it's not easy. It's this kind of Magnus Carlsen style, yeah. And for young players, it's quite difficult to play like that, yeah, because he just slowly outplayed in this slightly better position, use this D line, then A5, and I mean, really, it's even if it would be a classical game, I would say that it was a really good technique, yeah, for Black. But in 10 minutes game, it's very impressive.
Yeah, you can feel that the little nuances that he understands the game, right? I mean, I think bishop d1 was a problematic move. I would go bishop b3 probably, but it's not pleasant to play this with white. That's very clear that you feel that it's only black can.
Yeah. It's somehow, of course, after the game, you say bishop d1. Yeah, I mean, I also would have gone bishop b3, but it also can easily happen that after bishop b3, black would win a game, and then we would say maybe bishop d1 was bad. So, I mean, it's not an obvious mistake. That's a point that also what I always like in chess games, you know, when I appreciate when somebody wins such a game when there are no obvious mistakes. Yeah? I mean, I wouldn't say that there was one clear mistake, and very strong players playing with white, and finally Prag she's outplaying and winning the game, and then you really need to analyze it to understand what was a mistake really. And that is a sign of a future very, very big player, I can tell you. I mean, this kind of endgame technique, maybe I've seen only at this age, maybe of Magnus, yeah.
Or yourself.
I don't know about myself. Maybe, I don't know. I didn't really, I didn't pay too much attention on it, yeah. But Magnus, yeah, that's kind of, it's really strong play. I can assure you as a professional, that is something, yeah.
Well, this was also very nicely done. I think rook d4, attacking the b4 after rook b1, bishop d5.
Yeah, this prophylactic bishop
precise.
d5. I mean, coming back to our yesterday's conversation, you see, he's asking the right question. You know, he is very active, but he still sees that rook f3 is the idea. So he just stops this idea. So also a sign of a very, very strong player, yeah, who even in this seemingly very nice and comfortable position, but extreme precision, yeah, very, very, very precise. And
Well,
b5, I mean, I can understand, maybe it's a mistake, but it's otherwise situation is becoming very difficult. So, okay, I guess Vincent wanted, he understood it also, and he wants to organize some counterplay at least, yeah, because otherwise he can also lose simply.
But maybe he should have played bishop f3, trying to exchange the bishop.
I agree with you, Judith. Probably that was a better option, but still, my feeling that position is, well, pretty difficult for white. Even you can play rook e7, for instance, yeah, maybe. Just if bishop d5, rook d5, just trying to attack the e5 pawn, then trying to attack the b pawn. No, of course, that was a better option. I agree. Yeah. Take rook e1, trying to play 6 and to king b6, maybe trying to go king b5. I mean, it's worse for white, but it's fightable. King b5.
Well, maybe I'm okay. I go g3, f4.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely definitely drawing chances here. Yeah, much more than in the game. Yeah, I agree with you. So bishop f3 was a better move. Yeah. Yeah.
So white played b5, and after c5, black has a passed pawn, which is very unpleasant for white, and suddenly a very weak pawn on b6.
Yeah, now some imagination. Yeah,
but maybe still white should go try to exchange.
But then definitely better already, better to do it earlier, yeah, because
here
b6 pawn is weak. I mean, to me, b5, b6 is something I would also consider, but only due to some tactical ideas, maybe
he played
e6.
Yeah. It was just not good enough.
Yeah, it was not good enough, but maybe white can still try to... I'm even thinking about a move like rook f3. That's, of course, too much, but I have this idea. Yeah. No, okay, it doesn't work, but it's something of this sort, I would say. Just some tactical idea.
Yeah, because black is taking this one.
Take, and then I want to check on f6. Yeah, at least I want to enter. With maybe some chances. But I think bishop f3 is good enough. Bishop f3, and actually rook d5 is very strong. I mean, king e7 as well, but I think bishop f3, rook d5.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it looks strange, but okay, rook endgame is probably won because of c4.
Well, white has two very weak pawns, yeah. Right?
As well as king d7 should be also winning. So, but I mean that, yeah, it doesn't work, but I would search for something imaginative, because normally once you play b6, strategically white's position, or maybe like rook a3, yeah, for instance, rook e5, rook a8, trying to give checks. And yeah, I understand it's bad, but you know, with short time control, anything can happen. Of course, rook d4 and so on, but rook d1, trying to keep all rooks on the board and play for tricks. Yeah, that's the whole idea of playing b5, b6. Because e6, it's to me quite obviously bad. Yeah.
Well, actually, white may be even thinking to play bishop d1, a4.
Some kind of tricks.
After bishop a3.
Cheap tricks. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really work, because bishop d1, rook takes e5 is possible, yes. But you still have to watch out. Yeah, you need with white to play in this middle game style here. Yeah, just try to create threats. Once, if you already put your pawn on b6 and it's strategically lost, then at least playing for attack. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's not good. It's bad objectively, but that was a practical chance, I would say. Mm-hmm. Because bishop e2 was another way of trying to do something to create. Well, yeah, I understand. You are absolutely right, Judith. I think that bishop f3 instead of b5 was the best saving chance, probably.
Okay, if we have a little time to go back and see the Christopher's game, how was it? Because it was interesting from point of view that we were discussing that how dangerous it can be for black, the black squares. But with the computer's analysis, it just says, okay, black is fine. And then we have all the self-confidence to go for it.
Yeah.
I don't know how it developed, because it does seem so that it can be dangerous that once the bishop goes into f6, it can be very unpleasant. And it seems like white had not a bad game. Takes.
It really looks dangerous for black, but
I mean, here it looked like it's very shaky, isn't it?
It is, but again, yeah. I mean, who are we to? I mean, humanly, of course, it's very shaky. I mean, very shaky. But I know for sure, because I analyze this position myself, I know that computer is very confident with black in this position.
So black says h5 and everything is okay?
Still, I'm not quite sure here. I would just play slow with white. Yeah, maybe he hurried up here a bit too much. I mean, like h3 and then creating a slow attack. Rook g3, rook g5, and I remember I won a game against Veselin Topalov once in Skopje 2015 in the similar fashion, just mating him slowly with these opposite color bishops. Yeah, and like h3 and then queen c4 maybe he missed.
He went queen c4. This
yeah, I think he missed this exchange of queens. Yeah, so some tactics. Yeah, you see h3 was always useful. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes only it looks good, but it's not actually something that you can come up with some execution, because the bishop on e2 is really defending very well.
Yeah, but that's why it was a good idea not to let this bishop to get to e2 and so on and so on. Yeah, not to let the queen jump out. I think that it's clear now that actually here it's really bad, the position. I don't know.
Well, how painful it is for Avander. I mean,
this is really
huge advantage.
Simply winning for black. I don't know how did he manage to. He just blundered e6.
So it seems like Avander was blundering quite.
Yeah, started to blunder. Yeah, because of course, if you don't blunder e6, well, it's simply winning.
Well, even here he had a huge advantage, and it should be winning, I think.
Yeah, because I don't know how white managed to get his pawn. Yeah, now I see rook c3 and then pawn on a4. Yeah, but of course black could have avoided it.
And now the blunder came.
I suppose, yeah, it was nurse probably connected with a very, very short time, which he had left. But yeah, definitely he was close to be winning in this game.
Well, it was a very strong warm-up for the players, and it was not a good start for some of them. But they know that they have 3 games to go. So there is nothing really, any decisive thing happened. Especially for Avander, I think, when you make a blunder, in one hand, it's a very bad feeling, and psychologically, it's very painful because, of course, you can correct these mistakes and start winning in the next 3 games. But in the other hand, you're upset that you blundered where actually had a huge advantage, and he had a point where he could simply win the game.
Yeah, so because simply actually this e6 to blunder e6 was really difficult, because black could have just put the rook on e6 first, and white is totally paralyzed in this position because he cannot really do anything, because he cannot move his rook to c3 because b5 b4 comes in. So his rook is stuck on a3, and it just has no play, no moves. So black will sooner or later, well, just win the game without too many difficulties. That is pretty obvious. That position is simply winning.
Actually, it's interesting. I don't understand exactly what was the idea behind rook b2.
Yeah, that's a good question also. Yeah, it's not quite clear. Yeah, also what because b5 anyway, rook takes a5 is possible. Yeah. Also, yeah. I mean, rook e2, rook e6. No, rook e6 is just to make it simple. Yeah, and then you know what a good classy player would do. Somebody, you know, some good old Boris Gelfand, let's say, what he would do in this position. I tell you, he would go rook e6, and then he would go king g8, king f8, king e8, king d7, king c6. He wouldn't hurry and win without any problem. Yeah, just
giving
move
any
his-
counter chances.
Yeah, and then it's very easy, simply once your king is there, zero chance for white at all. Just to avoid at some point some potential trick with a rook on the 8th rank or something. Yeah. Well, to start with, white still has a lot of problems just actually finding moves. Yeah, here, but this plan is very, very simple. Because as Boris put, by the way, in his excellent book, he published 2-3 books, which I highly recommend everyone to study. And he had mentioned that very important, by the way, thing for everyone to understand that the best way to win a winning position, it's not the shortest way. It's a way where your opponent has a least, less possible practical chances.
No
So
counter
you
chances.
you better win in 30 moves, but slowly. But when your opponent has no counter chances, then in 5 moves, but giving him some chance. Yeah. So that's why it's by the way a very, very, very important thing to know actually. Yeah, that don't hurry when you're winning. Don't hurry. What is important that your opponent doesn't have a slightest chance. And then you will if you win in 30 moves, it's okay. Yeah, it doesn't count. Yeah, for points, for anything.
Yes, but I think this is one of the most difficult things, especially for teenagers, to have the patience.
Yeah.
Because once you create and you reach a winning position, you think, okay, now it's only technique, few moves here and there, and my opponent should be resigning. I've been seeing countless occasions when very strong players simply, when they reach a winning position, they lose interest of the game. And that's how they make mistakes and give extra chances for the opponent. Yeah. And they may even ruin completely to a draw or even to a loss.
I can tell you, Judith, that I was one of those who did it many times. Yeah, because of various reasons. Yeah, before I learned, with time, as I actually started to have better technique, I've learned some things. Yeah, but when I was young, yeah, how many winning positions I've spoiled? Well, yeah, it's okay. It happens. It's okay at this age. It happens.
Yeah, this is not very nice to remember those things, but unfortunately, it is very, very natural way of growing into a better player, I think.
And it takes time. Whatever you learn books, you read good books, you have lessons with good trainers, but it takes time. It takes a few idiotic draws in a totally winning position for you to get it very deeply in your mind that you better be careful. Yeah, you better stop your opponent's counterplay first.
So what do you think, how much do you remember that you reached this point, that you had the patience to win a winning game, to have the patience simply to recognize when is the point where you're going to win the game, you're much better, and you have to be now in a slower mode, but really not to allow counter chances for your opponent. When did you realize that this you can do and this you should do?
It took time, but it was a long process. But I think after 20 already, the age of 23 or something, my technique started to be better. Yeah, maybe due to this fact that I started to realize that you don't need to hurry in a winning position. That's one of the important points. Yeah, I think already when I was very established chess player, even already being a top 10 player, I still had a lot of issues with winning positions.
Okay, so what do we have on the table now between Prague and Keimer? Caro-Kann, closed system.
Typical position of Caro-Kann. A fashionable line, I think, nowadays. To me, it looks perfectly fine for black, this position. But I think that it considers to be a bit more prosperous for white, for some reason, which I think I don't understand. It's clear, I understand. The only reason that it's what computer says, yeah, probably. But I don't see any objective reason for white to be better here, but who knows?
It is so interesting that the same structure with the extra bishops, white square bishops, it would be so different. And now without the bishop, it becomes, well, I wanted to say solid, but maybe something action will come with the c4 in the
Well,
next.
I think white with all, okay, of course he has a certain initiative, but he also has a certain prospect to get worse one day in this position. Knight on f5 is very strong, and black has quite nice active queen. So I suspect white will try to play very actively, something very direct. Because of course he's got a big advantage in development. That
So
is
what's
his
the
main
idea?
asset.
What's the idea of d takes c5 if black just captures b takes c?
Yes, I'm trying to. But it must be something pretty direct. Maybe c4. I don't see why.
This is what I had
queen
in
c4
mind.
and then some tactic. Yeah, something very direct. I don't. Maybe knight d4. I don't know. I mean, knight fd4. Who knows? Knight d4. Knight d4. I guess he's still in his preparation, I suppose. Yeah. So
let's see.
But
Knight bd2.
Oh, that is really strange. No, I mean, it makes sense, of course, but strange because he wants
he
c4
does
and
want
then
to
to
play
get his
c4,
knight to e4,
right?
yeah? But what if, by the way, first of all, black can try to play c4? But it's, then probably b3 and c3, knight b1. Maybe you'll have a problem protecting this pawn on c3.
Or knight e4.
Yeah, sure.
We might as well go knight e4 because there is a mate on d8 if captured.
Let's say maybe black should go the knight c6 and white goes c4. Yeah? Of course, white has a very powerful bishop on g5. That is very important plus of his position. But otherwise, black also has everything, standing quite well, and maybe d4.
I don't know. I'm not sure I've seen this kind of idea to take on c5, and playing knight d2.
Well, I even have a strong feeling who exactly invented this idea. And I don't think it was a human being, because humanly it looks really strange. Yeah? But since Prague is playing so quickly, I'm pretty sure that.
But actually, it's a very deep idea. It's a strategic idea that you want to go c4, provoke black to play d4 or something. And then you have this is knight c6 happened in the game also.
Yeah,
so let's see.
The question is how to play with the c4. You can have different ways of playing. dc4 is strange, but shouldn't be totally dismissed also. But maybe queen e2, knight d4.
Well, white is just slightly better, right? White can take and then take on c4. c4 is on the board. Very powerful play by Praggnanandhaa. He has more than 10 minutes as in the start. Of course, he gets 5 seconds per move, but it means still that he plays very fast.
Of course, d4, d4 is but d4 is strategically dangerous also, because I'm thinking if you manage your knight to d3 from f3, would be a very nice square. It's only that immediately knight e1, there is knight takes e5, but
for the moment, it's not possible, the regrouping. Maybe that's why queen e2 simply to start
queen e2,
with. And already in the next move, it's possible to come and regroup it to d3.
Black has of course, some problems just developing, because bishop e7 I don't like so much, to change this bishop. Then knight e4 comes, the c5 pawn starts to be weak, and some squares also. So black has some problems actually how to get out with his pieces, how to finish his development.
I would rather play it with the white for sure.
True. But it's a very original concept. DC, knight d2 and c4, very original. but can be strong. b3, he just played b3. Okay. Yeah, well, he wants to go knight e4 simply, yeah, and just to follow up rook e1, knight e4, and just asking black how
do you want to develop?
But maybe black doesn't need to develop, yeah.
Well,
just queen b7, a5. I mean, for the moment, just playing useful moves, because why not? Let's say queen b7. Now queen is doing nothing on a6 already. Queen b7. First of all, with knight e4, maybe
knight e5, I think.
Maybe, yeah, maybe it's possible at knight e5. I guess white can just go rook e1. Yeah.
Yes, this is what I wanted to say. I'm not even sure that here black would be so happy.
Yeah, I mean, but anyway, you can also play rook e1 instead of knight e4, just to avoid it. Yeah, I mean, rook e1, knight e4, for instance, plan. But
well, you can still go queen e2 and regroup, but he went queen b7, rook e1.
And rook e1, yeah. So he wants knight e4, but the question is, let's say if I put pawn on a5, and then what is white's next? Knight e4, I suppose. Because it's even more of a question what is black's next, but still it's quite difficult to play with black. I don't really see any clear idea for white or a threat.
Yeah, but this is the problem, that for black, he can barely make a move. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah, and white will probably start trying to play a3 before, maybe open up the position on the side.
Instead of knight e4, it's possible that white just wants to go rook e4, for example, and regroup his knight first to d3.
Well, then maybe at least I have bishop e7, that the knight is not good. No, he goes directly bishop e7.
Bishop e7.
Mm-hmm. Of course, it's logical. It's just that.
Okay, I guess knight e4.
After knight e4, the question is what to do with this c5 pawn. Because it's also difficult to castle for black. Easy to get mated. You can, the knight can get to f6. So castling is.
So let's see what happens if castle. Can white play knight f6 immediately?
Maybe even that, even that can work. But you can also take on e7 and knight g5, The knight g5 pawn is hanging and looks scary, Queen e7 and let's say knight g5. Maybe g6 in a computer style, just as if nothing happens.
You need good nerves for this.
That is true. It's not so. I mean, of course, the knights are annoying, but still. So it actually starts to get rather tactical also, in position.
Yeah, 4 knights on the board.
Yeah, a lot of tricks, forks, and jumps.
He did not take on e7, but played knight e4.
Yeah, knight e4. And now the question if black can just ignore it all and castle. Maybe bishop f6 after castle can be a.
Oh, that I like.
Knight g5,
That I like.
Okay, knight g5 comes. Yeah, I mean, castle it's very difficult to play castle in this position. It's like you understand that you can get mated simply. Maybe taking on g5 then.
If
and queen e7.
g5, even h takes g5 makes sense, I think.
Yes, because then c5 is hanging, and in case of queen e7, maybe g6 can, or even it's difficult to see what is black's next. Maybe g3 just to have after h4 g4 always, and just asking black. Probably black will long castle at some point, but then he will get mated on that flank.
I don't know. Looks very suspicious.
a5 was played. a5.
E5. Do you really have time for something like that?
I think he just cannot see a move really. So at least he's trying to make a useful move and asking white how does he proceed. But I guess g3 is very logical. So white also has a number of useful moves here, like g3, for instance.
g3.
Just protecting the pawn. And again, now it's white who is asking black what does he want. Maybe black's chance is to play long castle in this position. Yeah.
I doubt. White maybe can.
It is dubious.
And
some d3, I want d3, knight d4, you never know, some little tricks. I mean, yeah, it's very, very
I think
dangerous.
long castle makes sense for looking for counter chances, but I just don't like it with black at all. Rook b1. What is the idea behind rook b1?
He wants to stop a4, yeah? It's against a4. Even though I'm not sure a4 was such a big threat, but still. And I guess a3 and maybe then at some point trying to get b4. I mean, so yeah, it's basically same idea. White is just trying to ask black, yeah, what is his
Black
plan?
is quite a big disadvantage in time. He went down to under 5 minutes. And white has 6:24. Keimer has a very difficult position right now.
You know, it's more practically difficult, I believe. I mean, objectively, I'm not sure it is so bad, yeah? But it's difficult to play it. And that sometimes, especially in rapid chess, that sometimes is even more important than the objective assessment.
Queen d2. Now knight e5 is not possible to the queen trap. I just showed that. Though it's a question, what happens if knight e5? Knight e5, bishop g5 is not possible.
Yeah, not possible.
What about bishop takes?
But then maybe queen takes g5. Yeah, if it works, of course. Knight e5. Maybe I can just take on e5 and knight g3. Maybe it's very painful.
And then because of the pin, black is losing material.
Well, finally castle. So he now played castle after queen d2 because now the pawn on h5 is not
yes,
but bishop f6. Bishop f6 isn't it even stronger here? Followed by queen g5. Looks quite bad for black, frankly.
I'm very much worried about black's position.
Yeah, it's already maybe too late to worry here, yeah, because bishop f6 is just very powerful, I think. I just don't even see, because it's like a slow mate with equal material, yeah, if I don't see how black is going to stop white from slowly but surely mating him. Do you see anything, Judith?
It looks like white's pieces, e4, f3 knight, getting ready to jump towards the king. Queen is coming there, bishop on f6. And
well, you know, there is some, I mean, there is some small maybe trick, queen d8. Maybe it can work. I mean, and queen g5, knight takes e5 is my idea. This, by the way, works, I think, miraculously. Yeah, if takes, and if, you know, if you take on e7, knight f3 check, yeah. So maybe queen d8.
Sorry?
Yeah, I mean, here it's okay. Maybe this queen d8 is, I mean, he probably missed bishop f6, as I see by the time he spent, but queen d8, because you want now to take on f6. Maybe it saves
bishop
the day.
f6 is on the board.
Yeah, d8 might be saving the day, yeah.
I'm not sure. White can maybe just win a pawn by playing bishop e7.
Yeah, queen e7.
And queen g5.
Yeah, but it's only a pawn, yeah, Judith. It's already, of course, yeah. I mean, you can take maybe knight b4. You never know, yeah. I mean, it's, or even a4, ab, some counterplay. I mean, that's, yeah, that's okay. That's playable. Yeah, it's not like just getting mated in few moves. Okay,
let's see what after queen d8 is possible to do.
It's strange, but I don't see how white can. Probably, yeah, this tactical trick, but he badly needs to find it. I mean, if not queen d8, I think it's just gone, the position. Yeah, he found it.
Queen d8. Only move, I guess.
I think so, yeah. And the battle is on.
Yeah.
It's fully on. And who knows, anything can happen here because the structure now is quite, yeah.
Well, white has 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Black has 3 minutes and 8 seconds. So a minute behind Vincent, but he just found the excellent defensive moves in the last few moves.
Mm-hmm. I don't really see any clear way for white to get in a real big advantage. And maybe actually just taking on a7 playing g3, but that is definitely playable for black. Yeah. a4, you come and it's not so clear.
Yeah, it seems that maybe black is just okay.
Just by luck, yeah, by pure luck. But as I mentioned already, yeah, luck sometimes is needed. Because okay, if you miss bishop f6, okay, if you don't have queen d8, it's bad luck, but probably you call it a day, yeah, in this game.
Yeah.
But you suddenly have queen d8 and everything is fine, yeah, more or less.
And actually, I have a feeling right now, as the more we look at it, that it looks better with white than it is actually.
Actually, queen on d1 I like, because then after knight g5, you are attacking this pawn on h5. Yeah, so queen d2, of course, is nice with this idea bishop f6, but if it tactically doesn't work, then white, if he would have his queen on d1, pawn on g3, then taking on e7, knight g5 would actually force black to play g6 and to weaken all those squares around the king. So in some way, yeah, queen on d1 had its own function. So what to do now? Yeah, you see, Praki cannot really find anything.
He took on e7, queen e7, because there was nothing better he would find.
Maybe he would play as you said, queen g5. But that is, yeah, to me, it doesn't look so clear.
Yes, but if white is going slow with queen f4 or something, then black is really going with...
yeah, because I go a4 and then start to bother on the a line. And
yeah,
again, where is mate? Yeah, maybe g4 ideas trying to... Maybe g4 is a way to organize an attack, yeah. It's not so obvious. I mean, it might not work as well, yeah, it's... At least if knight h4, maybe I have knight f6 check, gf, ef, knight f3, king h1, maybe something like that.
But maybe even...
yeah, knight f3, king h1. Yeah, then queen, yeah, knight f3, king h1.
Yeah, it's good that black cannot go to the diagonal of b8.
Yeah, that's what I missed first, but there is no diagonal. Then queen h6, yeah, queen goes.
H2,
no, queen g5.
Queen g5.
Queen g5, so now, yeah, I guess...
Well, there is not much of a choice for black, right?
h5 pawn is hanging, so yeah. I guess queen takes g5 has to be played. I suspect hg move. But in fact, yeah, maybe also the small problem that not only that c5 pawn is hanging, but g6 can be a bit unpleasant also, positional idea. I mean, because black cannot just give the pawn, so he needs to play whether knight b4, whether a4, I suppose. But white has it g6, and that is annoying. Knight takes e5, knight g5, attacking the e6 pawn.
So let's say a knight b4, but on knight b4, I think a3 is possible.
a3, yeah, might be possible. Well, at least you have knight a6, but then, yeah, then you get this g6, yeah.
g6 takes?
And knight fg5, very tasty knight on g5. Even though I don't know if it's
e8, what
totally
do you want?
clear, yeah. Oh, just positionally, g3, king g2. I mean, just that I like my knight on g5, yeah. But it's, yeah, it's not so clear, I understand.
Okay, in the game we have queen g5, hg5, and knight b4.
Knight b4, I'm more like maybe concerned of g6 move here, or knight c5, and then trying to play g6.
Knight takes c5 is on the board, and white went down to 1 minute and 20 seconds, while Vincent has 2 minutes and few seconds, exchange the pawns on c5 and a2.
G6, I'm sorry for being so obsessive, but this is very annoying, G6, because this E6 pawn is a big asset.
And now, of course, white also made space for his other knight.
Yeah.
And then the E6 pawn can be very vulnerable.
Actually, I was thinking that's why to start to play rook c8, maybe instead of knight a2. First, to try to kick the knight out, because here I don't like black's position.
Yeah, black is also thinking most of his time.
Yeah, because it's a difficult choice now. Maybe something like rook c8 to play, and then rook
Yeah,
f
this
c8.
is what happened, but after
with the
that,
idea of the jab, king f7, at least I want to sacrifice this pawn, knight g5, king e7. And then at least, to get some knight c3, d3, there is some counterplay also. Yeah. I don't know how much of it. Yeah, maybe immediately d3 instead of knight c3. But yeah, it shouldn't be enough. Knight f4 even. It shouldn't be really enough.
well, this is what we're having. You see on the board, king f7, knight g5, check.
Yeah, king is7, I suspect, is a move. And knights, I guess c5 take, and then knight f4 is also.
I guess so, because after other knight would take rook c6 and white losing material, right?
Yeah. But this knight, and then the problem is knight c3 is played, and I'm a bit puzzled after rook c1. What is the plan? Because knight takes d4 is threatening as well. Maybe rook b8 trying to, or a4, maybe a4. Yeah, that is maybe a good. Maybe rook b2. That's why. A4 is a tricky idea because black gets quite active. This knight on c3 is very powerful. No, he's fighting well, Vincent, also. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's objectively better for white, but rook b2.
Yes, white is going to be reaching out.
But now rook b8 and then a4, it's some play. It's
rook
not
b8?
so easy. Maybe rook b8 trying to get a4, rook a b8.
And also a threat with rook c4.
c4, yes. So, I mean, white has also his play with knight f4, knight g6 check. I mean, it's a very sharp position. I'm sure objectively in white's favor, but anything can happen still. I think rook b8 has to be played. I mean, there is no other way. Yeah, and it is played.
So, rook b8 on the board. Black finds the good moves for looking for counter chance. He wants to go taking on c4 and also
rook d2
a4
maybe.
sometimes.
Maybe rook d2 is the safe way of playing. Yeah, that's
a4 takes rook c4. Black is really creating nice counter chances.
Yeah, because it's knight on c3, pawn on d4. It's but still, I'm afraid it's quite significantly better for white. Should be even rook a1, maybe.
Yeah, there is not much options, but rook b2 is also tempting. Go to the 7th.
Yeah, rook a7 maybe. Yeah. Then a6. So it's very dangerous for black. The rook on the 7th rank. I guess rook a7. I don't know what else.
Well, it would be an interesting idea. If rook b5, I think white goes rook b7 here. And what about playing knight f7?
Yeah,
the idea knight
d6. Yeah, and it must be okay. d3, knight d6, and then take rook e7 mate. Yeah, that seems to be nice.
Yeah.
Rook e7. No, that is.
So black went rook a7 to stop rook b7, which probably is the only move. Knight f4.
Yeah. Good,
actually,
good
Prag
move.
again made some extremely clever good moves.
No, I mean, it's just plain. And I'm looking at these games. I mean, it looks like it's, I don't know, Nakamura is playing or this kind of type of play. It's just very strong. It's just a very strong play. But King d7, no, but that's over. E6, yeah, that's just winning.
Well,
No, I mean, it's
Very
just
convincing,
absolutely
nice game
fantastic
by
level,
Prague
yeah.
again.
I
Though
mean,
it's
again,
not
there is
over yet.
still a minor chance, but
It's not over, but definitely White created for himself some great chances to win the game. Knight f3.
it's a
Somehow I think
little slow. I mean, little
want
soft
to
the move, but good enough probably.
go to d7, I think.
He just wants to win in a safe way, but don't forget he has very little time, yeah? They
He has
both
12 seconds. Black has 8 seconds now. But question is
H2,
whether
rook
Black can
c3,
defend.
king f1. That is a bit strange to go to f1.
That is a strange
I
choice.
mean, I always can get mated.
But knight e5, I guess.
Yeah, e7 maybe also. Yeah, that should be winning. E7. Ah, no, e7, knight e7. Knight g1. No, I mean, it's maybe good, but it's a strange way of playing, I would say. No, rook a5. Yeah, but they have no time here.
Yeah, only seconds on the clock. Still not so easy to win the game. Not so easy, but of course with the pawn on e6, what a pass pawn.
Yeah, rook a8, I guess.
Black goes passive, rook b7.
Rook b7, rook c7, some, yeah, but it's lost. Yeah? Rook c7, e7 check is winning. Yeah, now.
Well, if Praggnanandhaa wins this game, it means in the tournament he has 5 out of 5. Though, of course, it doesn't really matter because it's a knockout, but still.
Yeah, rook f7 seems to finish it, yeah. No, I mean, just, I have no words. He's just playing
Rook
absolutely
e7.
fantastic. Yeah. Okay,
Take-
take, this is
Rook
tricky.
a2. Rook
Yeah,
a2
but
is
still,
coming.
king g1 and knight
I think
h4.
he goes rook g7.
Yeah, also good, yeah. No, I mean, it's just amazing chess he's playing. It's just playing like,
Rook d1.
I mean, not e7 check is
Or
quite good.
e7, yeah.
E7 check is good enough. I mean, he's playing, yeah, this is knight h4. I mean, he's playing, well, almost like a real world champion, not a future. I mean, this is a level of, you know, close to Magnus Carlsen. It's just amazing. I mean,
Plays
really,
like a machine.
it's just very strong. I mean, really, of course, there are some little inaccuracies here and there, but for 10 minutes game, yeah, this is just an amazing level. I can assure
Great
you
class,
it is.
we can say.
I mean, it is the level of these events, these tours, and I think with such level, he would be somewhere in
But you know,
semi-final.
there was something happening in this.
Well, it is possible that something was missed. I mean, of course, with few seconds left, I guess there was some blunders, yeah, at some point.
Yes, at some point, I think there was a
41, 93 check here, and then, yeah, this knight g1 was, of course, a very bad move, yeah. So rook takes a5, here in this position, king f1, and then, no, in this particular position, king f1, and then black played rook a5, and after knight g1, rook c3 was played, yeah, rook c3.
1 second. I have to go back. After knight g1.
Knight g1 here, knight e3 check.
Oh, this is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. No, but frankly, it is an absolutely, of course, there is something, even this mistake, which is accidental and little time, etc. But still, it shows that there is a certain issue with endgame because, you know, you just put king on h2, you don't put king on f1.
Yes.
I mean, it is just don't play with fire, yeah. I mean, that is pretty obvious. So there is still a bit of a, of an endgame technique which has to be improved because that is obvious, yeah. Because king on f1, all those checks always possible, yeah, and definitely not knight g1 also, yeah. So, but okay, it's minor things, yeah. In general, it's a fantastic game.
Well, things are going very strangely today because Praggnanandhaa is leading 2-0. But the same 2-0 is going for Christopher Yu because he won his game again in the next game. And there was a blunder here with the white pieces, I think, because somehow it happened that white seemed to have a very promising position.
No, but white is rook down.
White has already a rook down. What is this?
I don't know where did it disappear. I mean, how did it disappear, the rook? Yeah, that seems to be still okay. Bishop f7. He missed knight d5, yeah. Well, still, it's not a reason to lose a rook. Okay.
Knight e7.
Okay, but he just dropped the rook on a4, I guess, yeah. At some point, knight h5. Well, black is probably fine, I understand, but...
Oops.
Yeah, that is...
Okay, something very bad.
Yeah, I guess nerves, yeah. I mean, no, of course, black was probably better already, yeah. I think if taking on d5, I mean, strategically, black is very well, yeah. It just will take on d5 next and have a very good position, but it's still far from over, yeah.
Yes, yes.
I mean,
Okay, so in this game, there were huge blunders. And in the other game, we can go back just for a second because it was so amazing idea. Obviously, it should have been, or it was, an opening preparation. We probably may have the opportunity to ask Prague about this. What is this takes knight d2 with an idea to play c4 and create this wonderful opportunity for white having the squares e3, e4 and d3 for the knights. Because even if it's not a big deal, it's definitely a very unpleasant position for black, especially with little time on the clock, with this time control. I mean, so many weaknesses, right? h5, g5 square. And it was a very nice way how he created for himself these opportunities by exchanging the queens.
Yeah, and here it seems to me that probably black, if he's playing rook c8 or something, I mean, it could have been not too bad for black. It's not, it doesn't look so clear to me, like rook fc8 here, just to, I guess, knight a4, at least to have...
Yeah, knight a4 or knight e4 and knight d6.
Yeah, just to have knight b6 idea. But even rook b8, I don't know if it's, of course, yeah, I understand, but it might have some compensation, black, yeah. Some. I mean, I don't know if much, but at least some. Because it's still white is, well, quite badly coordinated here. So I think g6, he shouldn't have allowed the g6 move. Because after g6, white has a very, very nice initiative, yeah, immediately.
Yes, but we can say that in these two games between Pragnananda and Vincent, we can see a clear class difference. Because Prague was in equally or not so obvious positions in both cases. Prague simply saw more in the position than Vincent.
That's true, yeah. But I mean, maybe class difference too strong to say, because frankly, Vincent hadn't played badly also. I mean, he got under pressure out of the opening. He actually got out of this pressure quite well with this queen d8 move. I mean, he played pretty well. It just that at some point, you know, yeah, it's a difficult choice. You want to take back the pawn. Sometimes you just take it quickly and then you realize g6, yeah, something is gone wrong. In fact, I think it's more of a achievement of Prague, yeah, because when your opponent is playing so well, it's difficult. Yeah, you also have to play like all the best moves, and Vincent played quite many good moves, but not all of them. Yeah, so I don't have an impression that that it was you know, Vincent who played worse than usual. Yeah, not necessarily, but I just have an impression that Prague was just playing like absolutely top player. Yeah. And yeah, then it's difficult to fight.
Yeah, of course. And in the opening, he got out in a difficult, because after this surprise probably of d takes c5, knight d2, it was unpleasant to deal with. But we're going to have the third game of both matches just in 10 minutes, and we're going to have a short break. We'll be back, and let's see whether it's going to be the last game of today, or both players will be able to hit back, punch back, because there is a must-win situation in both games for two players.
Yeah, of course, as spectators, we hope that they will strike back, yeah, because we want to see the first game, but it will not be easy.
See you soon.
Let's have a small break.
If the rook goes to f7, then there is still
Hours on g4. So after king to f6 and king to f2.
Tenemos el rey ahí n8 un poco mal, no podemos enrocar corto.
Y también se puede hacer, por ejemplo, alfil g4.
Защиту. Но пока что они этого не делают. Играют ферзь d2, рокировка и теперь играют c4.
Thank you so much for the lessons.
Gracias por las clases.
Gracias por las clases.
Want to raise your chess to a new level? Challenge Yourself is an exclusive, innovative experience designed for Chess24 Premium members. Train like a champ with a unique set of lessons prepared by the coaches of the challengers. Boris Girlfriend and Co. will help you improve your chess. Play a champ. Play a grandmaster each day in Banter Blitz. Take advantage of this incredible opportunity from June 10th. Go premium and challenge yourself.
Watch chess tournaments online? Don't just watch. Go to Chess24 and make it an interactive learning experience. You get live commentary in multiple languages, including different streams in English from beginner to expert. It's not just commentary, since there's also an interactive live board. Choose your game and try out your own moves. All moves by the players get near-instant cloud analysis from the latest chess engine, which will also analyze any move made by a premium user. Open the tab Opening Tree. It contains a database of 500 million positions from historical games. Has the current position ever occurred before? What did the best players play? The database tab lets you search full games and load them on the interactive board. There are many more tools for chess learners and experts. Come to Chess24 to watch all the online and over-the-board chess tournaments happening worldwide. Discover a new way to watch chess. Be part of the experience.
Let's take someone with a random account, with a random name that just seems attractive.
Play live online against the world's top chess players while they stream their thoughts live. As a Chess24 Premium member, seize the chance to have your moment of fame. Get a peek inside their lives with question and answer sessions, in-depth teaching, analysis and interviews. The Champions Chess Tour, with countless accompanying events, is happening now. Tune in on Chess24. Super discounts on merchandise. Massive sales on courses from Chessable. Chessable and Chess24 bundles, with new deals appearing every day. Visit chess24.com/deals.
E5, it's E5 Patzers.
A complete repertoire against 1E4 based on 1E5, now available to study with Chessable's unique Move Trainer technology. The backbone is the Marshall Gambit against the Spanish, with 3 Knight F6 against the Italian. Jan Gustafsson has revisited all these lines he has played for 20 years and worked on as a second for Peter Lecko and Magnus Carlsen, amongst others, with the help of the most powerful engines out there, Leela 0 and Stockfish 10. This has led to many new discoveries and a repertoire ready to master on Chessable that can serve the student for a long chess career.
Maybe E4 doesn't exist after all.
E5, it's E5 Patzers.
Welcome back to the Julius Baer Challenger Chess Tour's finals, not the finals, the semifinals of the final event. So we are at game 3 right now, and we are waiting the players to get ready. Just in a minute, they are going to start their games. And the standing is that Pragnananda, with a very convincing victory in game 1 and in game 2, he's leading 2-0. And Christopher Yu is also leading, but those games were not so convincing in these two, but he's also leading 2-0. So let's see how and if the players will be able to give all in and score a full point, because both of them has to be Vincent also, and Avander has to win. It's a must-win situation. Vladimir, what would you suggest the players how to play when you have to win? In one hand, I think it's a relief because you can give in everything. At the same time, it's quite stressful because out of the 4 games, maybe in game 3 it will be decided the match.
Yes, but again, it's a different situation when you have 2-1 and you have to win, or you have 0-2 and you have to win. I mean, you still have not too many chances, even if you win. So that is why I would just relax and play chess. Just play chess, play a normal game, and then, just play chess, because the chances are not huge anyway. But that is the best, I think, concept now. What? H6.
Okay, in the previous game, it was A6, I believe.
Now it's H. It's an improvement, yeah.
Now H6. It's time control, 10 minutes and 5 seconds for the players. I think it also has to do with that he wants to alternate the different ideas in between games. Just a little surprise.
Yeah, same type of position, I suppose. But he thinks, well, with the same type of position, he wants to avoid preparation of the opponent. By the way, after H6, I'm not totally sure if taking on D5 is already... I mean, A6 at least threatening DC4. H6 doesn't. So I would consider moves like Queen C2, G3. But okay, still So that seems to be here, by the way, h6 seems to be actually not too bad. I mean, maybe better than a6. And in fact, out of the opening, black got out with a quite a reasonable position, in my opinion, which normally shouldn't be the case if you play h6 or move 4, frankly. But of course, white is still a bit better. Yeah, that's
Bishop f5 is an important move in these positions, right? Not to allow white to control the white diagonal on b1, h8, h7 with bishop d3, queen c2.
of course, this queen b3 always on bishop f5 is a very important move to consider, but quite often black is sacrificing this pawn by playing knight c6. It is also a typical idea in those positions, and after queen takes b7, knight b4. And then, yeah, then it can be quite dangerous for white. So bishop f5.
Queen b3 on the board.
Played, yeah. I suspect knight c6 will be played. And maybe white wants to play a move like a3, also quite typical, or rook c1. But after knight c6, I'm not sure if white can really take the pawn on b7. Yeah, a3 just to stop knight b4. That reminds me of a queen's gambit. It's a similar position in the classical queen's gambit.
Knight c6 was played, and now it's white's dilemma whether can he take on b7 or no. Is he going to go sharp? But I think it's not possible for several reasons. Yeah. Because even if white would be able to go rook c1 or something, black has just the repetition of
at least
that. Yeah. Would lead to a victory because he would be winning the match already. So white has to avoid all kinds of things like this. So probably a3.
Yeah, just
rook c1 also.
Or rook c1 or a3. Yeah. a3, it's a typical idea here. Quite often after knight a5 that you have queen a2. It is a typical idea, and then trying to go b4.
Mm-hmm. Let's see how white will be handling the game against knight b4.
Yeah, of course, I understand.
Can white go knight e5, but he went a3.
A3, yeah. Yeah, knight a5, of course, it's tempting because it's pretty direct, but then there is still a question. Yeah, after queen a2, yeah, how to...
What about a6 from black side?
Yeah, that's maybe possible.
Because for now, queen b7 is not possible due to queen trap.
Maybe I would just continue development bishop e2 and trying to castle. Generally, if white finishes development with this knight on c6, it will not be so easy for black to equalize. Yeah.
Is the knight standing well on c6?
Normally not, but he had little choice already after. That's why queen b3 is very often played against bishop f5. It's because to attack the pawn on b7, and black usually doesn't want to play b6 in these positions because it's weakening the flank, and then he has to put knight on c6. But normally, classically, you better prefer pawn on c6 instead of the knight, yeah, in this structure.
He took on g3, h takes g3.
I guess he wants to get knight e7 at some point, and I'm not quite sure that the opening went extremely well for black. I mean, it's not too bad, but yeah, white has some pressure, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think I like white's position, and it's a position where for game 3, when you have to win the game, there are a lot of resources and opportunities to be created.
Yeah, it's a long game, and objectively, well, it's more comfortable for white. So what else can you expect? Yeah, especially with a solid opening like d4. And we can maybe have a short look at the other game because it seems to be quite entertaining.
In the other game, it was 1 e4 b6. It seems Avan there wanted to do something really different because he knows that he has to turn the game upside down in order to try to stay in the game, in the match. Knight f4 already threatening with knight e6 immediately with some queen h5. attack. So black played g6, queen g4, still strong attacking idea taking on e6.
Yeah, now queen h7. Now, of course, h4 maybe is a bit premature. I would just, again, playing something like knight e2 and c3, and just to keep the center, and because now knight c6, maybe at least some.
Can white go knight takes d5, or that's a problem because knight e5,
knight takes e5,
right?
I guess is the idea. Yeah. Knight takes e7, check king d8 seems to work.
Exactly. Okay, so right now knight d5 is not an option for white.
And the pawn on d4 is hanging. So maybe white should just go knight b5, but then knight takes e5 ideas at some point. Yeah, long castle c3, I thought, but then knight takes e5 becomes dangerous. No, I mean, h4 was really too hasty, because now you have to find the way how to h5. So he just goes.
Well, after h4, it's a logical continuation to go h5, right?
True, but it doesn't look clear at all, the position. I mean, I think white should normally get more in e4 b6 opening than that, than a very complicated sharp game. Because even something like knight takes e5, first of all, I don't know if g5, maybe, now after g5, maybe he wants to take on d5, take on g5, even though it's not very
I
clear.
think so. I very much think that this is somehow
But
his
still,
idea.
knight takes e5, yeah, it's not clear at all. Not clear at all if it's so good for white, but yeah, but also I would consider
g5 is on
played.
the board. Can knight g6 be a move in this position?
Takes. Or maybe hg again, and knight takes e5 can be played instead of fg.
Sorry?
hg, bishop g5, knight e5 maybe again. d5, knight e5. And queen f4, queen d6.
Well, now for sure white is hesitating how to sacrifice the knight, how to give up material in order to give a hard time for black. But I'm not sure it's the correct way.
Yeah,
if
knight
white
takes
goes back, then I guess black would go h6. And let's say after f4, black has an option to go f5.
Yeah, I mean, it's very unclear position. Yeah, very unclear.
Very
black
messy.
Black has a lot of play here. Yeah, so it's
huge.
I mean, knight takes d5 is, of course, is a principal way of playing. E d5, and then now I suppose bishop takes g5, but then f6 comes. Yeah, I don't know. It's a mess. Yeah. f6, knight d5, knight e5. I cannot really calculate.
I'm not sure actually knight f6. What about knight e5?
Yeah, but at least white is having equal material after knight e5. Yeah, d5. So you're not losing material, at least bishop e7, and just taking on f8, and it's it's probably equal more or less. Yeah, even though maybe still.
No, we have knight. What has happened? Knight e6.
Knight e6. I was thinking about it, but it doesn't seem to be enough for me. It takes. Oh.
Knight d5.
Knight d5.
Fireworks on the board.
Yeah. Why not?
Though let's say I want to be very simple and I go rook c8 just to defend the c7 pawn. What is going on here?
White can
knight f6.
Yeah, maybe knight f6. Yeah, takes pawn rook g8.
And just something moving.
E4 maybe e4 to attack the pawn, on, if I can, to attack the h7 pawn.
Well, okay, here black would be not an easy situation, but white for sure has compensation. And the problem is that black cannot take this because after e6, I think it seems very dangerous for black. After queen g7, it's possible to play h6.
Yeah, you can even try to simply to win the queen. Yeah. Yeah, no, that is knight d5 was missed probably.
Nice idea.
Yeah, but what is the question? My question was why Black couldn't have played Rook G8 instead, or Bishop G6 check was possible.
Knight E5.
Yeah, of course that is a principal move, but I was not sure that after D5, what is the plan?
It's on the board.
Yeah, ED5.
Well, what about E6?
Queen G7, I suspect. But white has options. Long castle.
Well,
bishop.
E6, Queen G7, H6, Queen E5 check, right?
Well, still you can just move your king and then threatening no less than Queen H5 mate. But Bishop E7.
Queen H5.
Yeah. King,
Bishop
yeah.
E7.
Okay, and you run to C5. Yeah, king
you
E7.
run to C5.
Yeah, King D6. We've seen something like that already in one of the Blitz games. But it should be better. Rook H5 was very annoying also instead of Queen D7.
Here, right?
Yeah, to attack the pawn on D5.
Okay, so for the moment, Black.
No, Rook H5, Queen E6, Queen F4 check. I don't know, yeah, but it's you're right. Yeah, this looks quite dangerous. Yeah, for. I mean, E6, it's very direct line. Yeah.
Well, it's difficult not to make this move, right?
But there, again, there are other
also
options.
possible.
Like, yeah, castle and F4 also white definitely has play here.
Yes.
But E6 is just
short castle,
very direct.
long castle. Both are very interesting.
Yeah, but E6 is very direct. Yeah, if it works, it works. Because Queen G8, I hard to believe. And the Queen G8
E6 on the board, so straightforward, so forcing.
Yeah, H6.
White went down under 2 minutes. While Black has plenty of time, 7 minutes and 15 seconds. Sure.
Even too much time, I would say, because we could have maybe thought
only
a
move
bit longer at some point. Yeah.
Only move.
Here, maybe
and now the question is
already.
King D2, King F1, King
F1 is logical, but it seems very direct. I mean, Queen H5 is a threat, Bishop E7. This variation, which we have looked at, I don't see too many alternatives.
Basically seems to be Bishop E7 the only move to make space for his king on D8, right?
Yeah, and then this variation is very forced, I think. You check on H5, King D8, you check on E7, have to take with the king, you check on F7, King
Rook
D6.
E1 is also possible.
Yeah, also Rook E1, I mean, Rook H5 is very direct if it works, I mean, because and Queen takes E6, Queen F4 check, I don't know, but Rook E1 might be also strong.
But still, after Rook E1,
Queen
Black
takes
takes
B2
on
or
B2.
something.
It's not clear how White is actually going to be. King C5 is really safe. Finally, the Black king can say that it's
yeah, but you know, Judith, Queen takes C7, very simple move, is strong enough. Yeah, I think White is just winning probably here. And just position slowly winning. I mean, at least, yeah, it looks like
we are
two
heading
pawns
to this position because Bishop E7, King E7 is just on the board. White has 1 minute and 12 seconds. And let's see how he's going to continue the game. Rook H5, Rook E1, Queen D7. These are the 3 moves, which is, I think there is no more options.
I mean, Rook H5 is actually the most direct, maybe, yeah?
The question is, after Rook H5, what happens?
Queen D4.
D6,
Take Queen F4 check, yeah.
King C5.
I totally missed the square now. Queen C4 check.
No, you can go
Queen
B4.
No, Queen C4 check, Queen F4 check.
Okay.
You just give perpetual.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's better.
He went Rook H5. He did go Rook H5.
Yeah, maybe Queen D4 is an option. Just to close the eyes and to play Queen D4. Don't see an immediate win, at least. Queen D7 check, King C5.
And if
b4 is very unpleasant. Yeah, because knight b4 again, you have queen b5, queen d7 at least.
Nice
but
draw.
king b4, now just rook d5. No,
This is the position we have: queen e6, queen f4, king c5.
Yeah, but queen c4, yeah.
And queen c4, queen f4.
Of course, there must be a win instead of that. I have no doubt. Like rook e1, just rook e1. Ask black where black.
Rook e1 seems to be a very painful move.
Yes, there is simply
then queen c4 couldn't resist the check and going back. But what about knight e5 and rook?
Just rook e1 and then taking on e5. It's simply over.
So seems to be that Christopher Yu is very close to be in the final.
Yeah, rook e5 even stronger. Rook h e5 just to finish it immediately. Yeah, that's all. We can move to the other game. Yeah, I think here he will not lose it. That's that much I can guarantee.
Extremely sharp thing, and Vincent seems to me that he is going to win this game, and we are going to see a fourth game in this match.
You think?
I don't know. It looks so dangerous for black.
No, why? I mean, if nothing immediate, then black is extremely solid. I actually think that black his position has improved seriously. Because knight f3, yes, but so what? Queen e6.
Oh, he went knight g6 takes, or he can go rook f7.
Yeah, no, I mean a lot of exchanges. I don't see why it is. Unless you just mate quickly, I don't see how. But
actually, in the other game, we have seen the game finished and Avander resigned. So Christopher Yu, congratulations, winning 3-0 in the match and being in the finals. And he should be waiting the outcome of the other game, seeing what is happening there. And he's going to be playing in the finals with Pragnananda or Vincent Keimer. But Prag did seem to recover completely, even if there was any danger for his king, because looking for counter chances over the e3 square.
Just the question is, in case of rook c3, for instance, how is he going to? I think he wants to arrest the rook, playing something like queen e8, and if rook h6, because h6 pawn is hanging. Queen e8, and in case of rook h6 to take, play, I don't know, king f7, and after f5, okay, trying to play against the rook, but I still have this g5 idea sometimes. King f2 was played instead. I thought king f2.
Actually, after all, it's a pawn up, right? For white.
Yeah. I don't know why he gave this pawn, because he could have just moved his rook, instead of taking on g6. But still, it seems to be a pawn, if I can calculate correctly. Rook h6, I don't know. What is his idea? Because I don't see how can he use this rook. I mean, this rook on g6. Of course, there is an idea. Rook h6, I suppose. Otherwise, shouldn't be better for white. So takes, king f7, f5, rook h8. So his idea is, in case of g5, to play rook h5. That is probably his plan. But still, maybe g5 later can be played. I mean, you can make a useful move.
This is the position they have on the board. Very similar time on the clocks.
Yeah, but it's better for white. This is better. Just king f3, and then you go g5 at some point. It's a pawn.
Well, let's see. King f3, rook e8.
If I play g5, you go rook h5 still,
Yes.
And otherwise you want to double on the line. I was also thinking about trying to play b4, maybe get b5, but
I just thought that rook e4 will be an option.
I just want to get my b5 at some point. Maybe actually playing b4 immediately would be, instead of king f3, maybe it's starting some play from that flank,
He goes
G5.
G5 immediately. And after rook H5, what's the idea?
Yeah, I guess he wants to get this rook endgame. He just thinks he will be
E4,
better in
right?
the rook endgame. Yeah?
But how can white create something there?
Yeah, that G5 was strange because you can always manage to go G5. Yeah, there is no hurry.
Did he blunder?
I hope he didn't just blunder rook H5 because that was not too difficult. Yeah. Because maybe he did. Yeah, that would be quite sad because. But frankly, I have a feeling that he did blunder rook H5.
We have in the meantime here in the studio, Christopher. Hi, congratulations to you.
Hi.
Congratulations, Christopher.
How did you feel before the match and how do you feel now?
Not amazing before the match since I was definitely excited about the match, but I did not get much sleep and sync. But I feel extremely good after the match. So
I'm sure about
I couldn't
that.
have asked for better. Yeah.
Well, the first game was extremely tough for you. How do you evaluate that game? What has happened in the opening? Because it didn't go very much on your way in the beginning.
I think the opening went well, and then I just wasn't able to convert my attack. Yeah.
But then Avon there blundered, put his bishop in pre, and then you took it.
Yeah.
Was it done? Was it because of the big time deficit of your opponent, or because we missed this moment exactly? Was he very short on time?
No, he had a minute, so it was quite a one. In the second game, he also blundered the rook. So
yeah, it was not his day, but you won, and congratulations for being in the finals. How do you proceed to the finals? How you're going to be preparing for that for tomorrow?
I mean, play Blitz, check openings mostly. Maybe puzzles.
Puzzles. Why not? Yeah.
You mean chess studies, or because I know that you're a composer
maybe
yourself?
Puzzle Rush or chess studies. I mean, just try to be tactically sharp.
Yeah. Well, we wish you good luck for tomorrow. We still have a game running, so you're going to be seeing probably within half an hour or less than an hour who is going to be your opponent in the finals. Have a good rest and good luck for tomorrow.
Good luck for tomorrow. Congratulations, Christopher. So
okay,
let's see what will happen. Yeah, Prague, he went for some sharp tactical thing, and probably.
Yeah, but he's extremely tricky, Prague, because if you go King F4, Rook E8, and white is in huge trouble. So white has no other way.
King
F. He has to avoid the draw, right? Going King E2, King D3, but
he has a plan, yeah, with King F3.
Rook H3 from H2.
Then King E2. If Rook H2,
Rook
King
H2,
E2,
Rook F2.
and you want Rook F3, well, it shouldn't really be danger. I mean, even taking on B2, I don't think it's going to be a big deal for.
I don't know what is better here for black, to play Rook H3 from H2 or to go here and then capture the pawn.
Yeah, both ways it must be okay for black. Yeah, both ways. Yeah. Also, Rook H3 check is also probably okay. But but I would take on B2 immediately.
This is what we have.
He checked. Yeah, he checked.
This is
yeah,
what
G5. That was a little bit, maybe a small concern. But FG and now King E5. Rook E3, King D6, but that shouldn't. Rook H4 check.
And then
so he wants to be very, very solid. Yeah. Yeah. Also, Vincent is extremely short on time. Yeah.
Yes, 10 seconds only.
Maybe rook d6 and some trying to promote the pawn somehow, yeah?
Yes, but king e7. Now rook b to h2?
Yes, probably.
Probably in some way or another.
Yeah, but now the rook endgame is I mean, with one rook, black is in no danger at all to lose this position.
Well, rook
he
h3
can actually he can only be better, yeah. I mean, just exchanging the rook, it's at minimum, yeah. It's the
And king
simplest
f6, right?
Yeah, the simplest, and it is well.
But
White
no,
still.
Pragg played a5, rook g4.
Well, he wants to win. I think he wants 3-0 again, yeah. But he's right. Black is better, and just take and b5, and black is playing for a win objectively. It's just that this fighting spirit, which is quite. But he wants to win. I mean,
both 7 seconds on the clock.
I mean, rook g2 check or rook g2 check. No,
g2
sorry,
king h4.
Yeah, no, I mean, take king f6 or anything. Black is better. That is correct.
Now
so
simply an option.
He finally just repeats.
And he repeated the moves.
Okay, that's good enough, yeah.
And for a draw.
Even though objectively probably black is winning here, but okay.
Clear victory and going into the final. So we have a final between the Indian prodigy Pragnananda against Christopher Yu from the USA. And tomorrow we're going to see the finals of that. And there is a lot on stake because the first player, the winner, is going to get not only $12,500, which is quite something, but a critical moment in his life because he will get the opportunity. He gets a seat in the Champions Chess Tour for the next season where he can play with Magnus Carlsen and all the top players in the world, which is a fantastic opportunity to test himself. How can he challenge the top players? And also, how is he going to be able to show his opening repertoire, how the opportunities will be taken. But I'm pretty sure that whoever is going to be in the next season of the Champions Chess Tour, it will be a fantastic experience and not so easy for the big champs.
Yeah, not at all, yeah. I see some games, and also Christopher is playing very, very imaginative chess. He still needs to improve, but he's young to improve certain elements of his games. But you see, well, the second, especially the third game today, yeah, it was quite impressive. Yeah, all this tactics, imagination, and very good, powerful calculation. It's also a very, very serious level, and of course, well, with Pragg, we already spoke a lot about him, and now we are, he is with us. So, greetings, Pragg. Congratulations.
Hello, Pragg. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
So, very disappointing today, yeah? I mean, why you didn't play for a win in the ending position?
Yeah.
Why didn't want 3-0?
Yeah, rook f3 and rook e3. Like,
I think, yeah, actually, I now think maybe the simplest is rook h2, h3, king g2, rook g4, king h3, rook g5, and then king f6 and take the pawn.
Yeah.
And, so, yeah, so quite a disappointment, yeah. No, I'm kidding, but congratulations. I think it was another great match from you. Even if I would still advise you for future not to put king on f1 and knight on g1 in the end game.
After I played knight g1, I realized there was knight e3.
But all in all, those things can happen. All in all, I think it was a great performance. And I'm even proud, I'm actually very proud that you played quite many moves which I suggested. So it's a good compliment for me in this match. So how was it? How did you feel about this match today? And tell us about the games, please.
I think I played well in general. First game, this long castle idea, I knew that it is possible. So I didn't have any deep preparation, but I knew that queen e7, long castle, black can play if white goes h3 quick. I think I got a comfortable position, and Yeah, I played well in that
And
game.
where do you think was the mistake? Was the final mistake for White? I mean, how did you evaluate the position? I mean, let's say when you played a5. So what did you think about it?
There, I already thought Black should be better, and I should be the one pushing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because my king is active here. Just takes king b6, king b5 at some point.
Yeah, that's what I did. But maybe White has drawing chances. Yeah, quite.
Yeah, White has drawing chances, but I thought it's difficult to play in rapid to find plan.
What did you think about bishop d1? Did you have any plans on bishop b3 or things were
Yeah,
happening?
I thought he will go for bishop b3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably play, I don't know, rook d4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, of course, yeah, that was our assessment that Black is somewhat better, definitely, but normally, objectively, White should probably be able to hold, but it's easier said than done in this type of chess, yeah, with this time control.
And what was going on in your second game? Because that was also something very special about this d takes c5. Can you tell us? Is it a home?
Yeah, this was my preparation. I knew knight b2 and c4 idea. And I think it's pleasant for White. I mean, there are always some tactics around his king.
Mm-hmm.
And what was your evaluation at this point after knight c5, knight a2, instead of knight a2 if Black goes rook c8 or something?
Rook c8, knight f4. And
yeah,
then
rook b8, and like rook b8. We thought it might be not so easy for White. I mean, just
I didn't
playing
seriously consider. I thought White is just better.
Mm-hmm.
Some rook e2, rook d2.
Yeah, no, it's probably right, but maybe it's not so easy for White because I can always get, my knight to c6, even g6, knight c6, and I wouldn't say a compensation, maybe it's too strong word, but quite some drawing chances maybe for White.
Yeah.
But yeah, White it's true that it's White who is better, yeah, not Black. Yeah, that's clear.
Well, you won both matches of yours, the quarterfinal and the semifinals, out of 3 games. What are your expectations for the finals? How are you going to be preparing?
Actually, today I didn't expect I'll win like this. I mean, Vincent is very strong, and I've lost to him twice in this tour already. So, but it's a good thing for me, and I will take it. And about tomorrow, I think Christopher also won 3-0 today, or he finished in 3 games, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's not going to be easy, and Christopher is very strong, I think.
So you don't promise us 3 games, yeah, tomorrow?
Yeah, I hope I can win tomorrow.
Well, we wish you good luck for tomorrow and good preparation and take a good rest. And very much looking forward for the finals, how it's going to be unfold. And we're going to have a winner tomorrow. And good luck.
Good luck for tomorrow.
Thanks. Bye.
Well, real talent, real great play, imagination. What he showed today, very clear. Fantastic ideas as we were following game after game, game 1, 2, and 3 as well. So I'm very excited to see tomorrow's finals.
Yeah. Of course, the level of Prague was incredible, but we also remember, we should not forget that, for instance, one of the tournaments he started 9 out of 9, and actually he didn't win the tournament. So you always can have a bad day, simply one bad day. Well, we all understand that he is objectively a favorite in this match, but it's absolutely not clear because Christopher is very talented, with a lot of very, very interesting player, with a lot of imagination, dynamic player. So, things can go wrong against him also quite easily. So, let's see. But of course, again, I just want to repeat that today I'm very impressed. And yesterday, I mean, the first round of this tournament also, I mean, so far Prague is showing a really, really top level chess. By all standards.
Well, I think this is how we are going to be closing for today, that we have the two finalists from America, Christopher Yu, and we have from India, Pragnananda. We are going to be seeing the finals tomorrow starting the same time as today, 4 p.m. CST time. And thank you very much, Vladimir, for being with me here. And again, we were analyzing so much and interesting things, and can't wait tomorrow.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure, first of all, to see this event. It's a lot of emotions, but also additional pleasure for me, and I guess also for everybody, for spectators, to see a very high-level chess, a really good chess. And I really enjoyed today a lot some of the games. So I'm sure tomorrow we will see more of that. And come join us tomorrow at the same time. We will be here for you with Judith.
Don't miss out the finals of the Julius Baer Challengers Chess Tour. So be with us tomorrow afternoon. Bye.
If the rook goes to f7, then there is still
on g4. So after king to f6 and king to f2.
Tenemos el rey ahí n8 un poco mal, no podemos enrocar corto.
Y también se puede hacer, por ejemplo, alfil g4.
Защиту. Но пока что они этого не делают. Играют ферзь d2, рокировка, и теперь играют c4.
Thank you so much for the lessons.
Gracias por las clases.
Gracias por las clases.
Want to raise your chess to a new level? Challenge Yourself is an exclusive, innovative experience designed for Chess24 Premium members. Train like a champ with a unique set of lessons prepared by the coaches of the challengers. Boris Girlfriend and Co. will help you improve your chess. Play a champ. Play a grandmaster each day in Banter Blitz. Take advantage of this incredible opportunity from June 10th. Go premium and challenge yourself.